Well, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, bringing you another super awesome Minecraft episode. And in today's episode, we return to the Scarland roller coaster project to work on our underground Dwarven City show scene, where we're going to build all sorts of super awesome things with crystal caves and minecars crisscrossing and all sorts of other great stuff. So let's get this episode underway. Alright, and welcome back to Scarland, a land where we take survival building to the extreme, and we're here at the roller coaster project, heading to our project site for the day, and we did quite a bit of work on Twitch over the weekend. Now, some of my episodes are a little bit scheduled, a little odd lately, because I've been working on my Day in the Life series, and hopefully that's actually premiered, but it's kind of messed with my schedule, so some videos have been pushed an extra week. But anyway, we worked on getting these really cool wave pattern built into the water, and let's see if we can see it once we go around this hill, which I'm really excited about because I think it looks cool, and it's just a really simple and subtle thing. You can see it down there. As you can see, the roller coaster makes that giant little wave that comes out of the water, and I think that looks really cool. And I kind of wish I would have done it here, where we go underwater under the big ship and all that stuff, but I'm just super excited, and hopefully you are too, because the roller coaster is nearly done. After today's episode, we have one more building episode, and that is it. We are nearly complete with the roller coaster. And is the hype real? Can I see some hype in the chat maybe? Because I'm really super excited about this. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed this journey. I have absolutely loved this journey of building all these different things. Yes, it's taken a while. Yes, we've spent so much time building it, but it's probably my favorite thing I've ever done in Minecraft or on YouTube. There's the wave effect. Aha, I love it. It's subtle, but it's a cool little effect. Also, we still need to add those potion bottles. I gotta do that. That was a beautiful suggestion by a subscriber, and I keep meaning to do it, but I keep forgetting. But the landscaping, I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm gonna do as much as I can, but I feel like it's something we can continue to add to as the time goes on. You know, maybe we do a couple streams here or there. I do some off-camera work, but I don't want it to interrupt the entire progression of the project, if you will. So yeah, we don't have all the landscaping in place, but if you look from here, it's starting to look pretty cool. If you go back to prior episodes, you can see that this was a desolate landscape. There was no landscaping. It was blank bland and white canvas, and we took that canvas and we applied beautiful colors and textures and all sorts of great stuff to it. So I'm super excited, and I'm also super happy today because there was a Bob Ross marathon on Twitch. That's right. The wonderful Bob Ross, the painter from PBS, has a Twitch channel. Unfortunately, Bob Ross has since passed away many years ago, but they keep his legacy alive, and one of those ways is to have a Twitch channel, and that is so cool. I'm so happy to see that. So I was watching that today. I'm a huge Bob Ross fan, and it really inspired me to get into streaming again. Not streaming itself because, well, I stream every weekend, but painting, and I really want to stream on Twitch doing some artwork, and I kind of want to start doing that. I've actually mentioned this a million times that I've wanted to do this. So what we're doing right here is we're in the Dwarven City, and I'm just going to start getting right into it. We're going to start making a pillar leading into the mines. So as you can see, that's going to be into the mines of the Dwarven City. That's where they get their gold and all that good stuff. So we're just building an archway that'll go over it, and that's kind of our first kind of stage, if you will, of this building project. And like I was saying, anyway, I really want to start streaming, and I would love it if you guys hold me to it, because I've been talking about actually streaming, doing artwork on the channel for a very long time, and I never seem to get around to it by two things: laziness, tiredness, exhaustion that I always seem to have, and then the fact that I'm just super self-conscious. I feel like I can get over all of it but the self-conscious phase. So you guys gotta help me. You gotta push me to it and continue to press me to do it, and they'll keep me going, because you guys keep me going with all the YouTube videos, the Twitch streams, and all that stuff. But it'd be awesome if you guys held me to, oh, come on, can we do it? Oh, we have no skills, my friends. We have no parkour skills. But anyway, like I was saying, hold me to it because it's something I really want to do. But every time I start to like think about it, I just start getting self-conscious. I haven't painted in a very, very long time, so I think it could be something where we together can paint, draw, different things like that, and then slowly, start getting better together. And I think it'll be really cool. So as you can see, we're getting this all set up and ready to go. So I think I'm going to go one more block here. And something's not coming out right. No. I think we have a Scar fail on our hands because you guessed it. Scar's doing all this talking because I'm just happy today. I just want to chat, talk, all that good stuff. And I don't think I counted out this at all right. No, I didn't. All right, let's just back it up just a little bit, my friends. We're just going to back it up, all right? All right, we're just going to hit rewind. We're going to hit rewind on our VHS. That's right. We're watching this on VHS. I'm going to bring this up 2 more blocks like that. I just want to match it to the other side. There we go. It's all fixed and ready to go. Good old Scar. Always got his Scar fails ready to go. I wish we had emotes in YouTube. So in the chat, you guys could put the Scar fail emote, which I would love to have the Scar emote fail. I just need to have a certain amount of this, that, the other thing before it can happen. And it'll happen soon. So that'd be cool. Awesome. There we go. We're starting to get our gateway to the mines. So any good Dwarven city, they're miners. They love the mine and all that good stuff. So that's a very important part to any Dwarven city. Now you might be noticing there are some blank areas that still need to be spruced up, like along here and of course over here. We're going to do that on a future Twitch stream. So definitely follow me on Twitch. I'll have a link in the description and in the chat. And as you can see, this is the design we're going to kind of carry over to this area too. And there we go. Starting to look pretty good. I'm loving it, my friends. I am loving it. So one thing we can do here is I kind of want to just make some nice kind of little pillars like this. Start to get kind of a cool little design. Very kind of grand and regal. That's kind of the feeling I think they would like to have for their designs. You know, very strong design with a lot of stone, a lot of supports, all that good stuff to make a really cool kind of a Dwarven feel. There we go. Trying to kind of take inspiration from Skyrim and Lord of the Rings and different things like that. I think that's starting to look pretty cool. Just continue to layer on detail. Now this doesn't need to be incredibly detailed. We can always add more as we go along, but because this is a show scene and we only see this for a very, very split second of our cruising through the actual, attraction, if you will, the ride that we're riding, roller coaster, it doesn't need to be incredibly detailed. So we're just getting enough on here to make it kind of give you the impression of different things. We talked about that before in a prior episode. There we go. That was a similar thing they came up with when they were working on Pirates of the Caribbean for Disneyland, is to, add a lot of variety of things. Viewers can see them, multiple rides, of course, multiple times they've taken a ride on the attraction or whatever, but not to get muddied down by too many details. There we go. I think that looks good. I think that's starting to look good. So I'm going to continue to refine this, and I'll see you in just a minute. And there we go. So we've got that looking a little bit better. I think this thing will really pop. Oh boy, we got incoming, my friends. We got incoming. I think this will really pop once we get more decorations built around it. So we have more of the houses built up and more rock formations and stuff. It'll make this, excuse me, I am talking with the Scars and doing some building and I've got no time for you. But anyway, I think that'll look really cool. So moving on, because we've got tons to do today. So next thing we need to do is take this little, kind of start building up, if you will. So just start building up a cave. Now, if you want to see exactly how I've built some of these caves, you can definitely go back to some of the prior roller coasters where I actually kind of started doing what I'm doing here, is just start building up some cave walls that will make kind of a tube around the track going off at an angle like that. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to cut out the boring part, and I'm going to see you when we start building crystals in the ceilings, which I know you're getting excited about. And then, of course, we got some mine cars and all sorts of cool stuff we're going to incorporate into this area because, after all, it's a mine. So there's going to be mine cars and all sorts of really cool stuff. So I'm going to see you in a couple minutes after I finish this up, but to you, it'll only be seconds. Quick update, my friends. We've got a zombie friend. And of course, Bob the Creeper, building inspector, hanging out over there, making sure all of the walls are up to code. And as you can see, we're starting to get the cave together. And it's always cool to find little things like this to kind of make stalactites and stalagmites. So you got them kind of sticking up, and you got them falling off the ceiling, and all sorts of cool stuff. So you can find these kind of natural little things like that. You can kind of incorporate them into the design. And yeah, so the tunnel, it's slowly coming together. All right, and welcome back. So we're here in Scar's temporary crafting headquarters, getting together some stuff here. You can see the chest monsters have been active. Here are all of our crystals. So we're gonna use all these beautiful stained glass pieces to create our crystals, but I don't know if we'll get to those in this particular video because I just spent the last 2.5 hours building the cave. So we've got the cave looking so awesome. And because I have Star Wars all the time, it's always buzzing in my mind. This reminds me of Empire Strikes Back when they were in that cave. It turned out it was the that wormy monster. Haha, that's what it reminded me of. Anyway, Bob the Creeper building inspector showed up. He did this, so yeah, that's a thing. Check out that roof. That's amazing. Don't you guys love it? Look at that cool roof. Now we just need to add all that cool detail that we always add to our caves. And then you might be wondering, what's going on over here? That's where we're going to work. And this is where we're going to work also. And once again, we got a really cool cave. It's a little bit skewed to one side, so I might actually start to refine the rock a little bit more over here. But that's the beauty of Minecraft, my friends. That's the beauty of Minecraft, because we can choose to do whatever we want. And I just want to move that over a little bit, and that's what we can do. So I'm going to start to build up a little bridge. So because we're in a mine of the Dwarven City, this will be kind of like a mine shaft, like an area for vehicles to travel on, and I think it'll be super duper cool. So as you can see, I'm just making like a little bridge across here. There we go, and we can cut some of these blocks out so we can actually see our handiwork. There we go. And then I'm just going to build a little bridge for myself. There we go. And as you can see, once you kind of come around this corner, you'll be able to see minecars zipping about through there. And I would like to kind of do maybe like a little water feature under there. I think that would look nice. Okay, let's clear away the excess material. And how do we want to design this? You know what I'm thinking? Kind of thinking about doing something like this. I'm thinking about kind of going up like this, like that. There we go, and then I'm going to do the same over here. There we go, looking good, looking good. And then I'm going to take that in my inventory. I'm going to grab that. There we go. And, I think I'm going to go like this. I'm going to go like that. There we go. And I'm going to stick these blocks up there like so. And then I'm going to sneak this one over here like so, and place another one on the side. And then I'm going to go on either side here. I'm going to cut out that piece right there and go like that. And then as you can see, I will take half slabs like so, and run them along there all the way across to here, and then we'll do the same thing we just did right there on this side. So we'll do that, and welcome back. So I'm just laying down the basic track work, and of course we're gonna have to add some powered rails and all that good stuff to make this work, but you can see the basic shape all set up and ready to go. Now down here we're gonna do like a little underground river. I think that'll look nice. We can put some gold in the corners. But you can see kind of the basic shape of this particular mine shaft. And let's move on to this one over here, which will be kind of a head chopper, which will look cool because you'll see the bridge and then you'll drop right under. And I think that'll be really nice. And there's just random mine cars zipping about down there. So pay no, never mind. So let's see what we can do here. Let's grab out the materials that we're going to use. And I'm kind of feeling this time to be using a little bit of spruce, but I think I'm going to make it be the same as the other one. I think that'll probably be best, I think, symmetrically wise, and I think that'll probably be okay. I think it'll be all right. So, oh, hello. You're not supposed to be up there. We're going to remove you. There you go. And there's that minecart over there again. So this one from this block here, we've gone 2 from there. I'm not sure how wide I want to make this. I might bring it all the way to this particular dirt block. There we go. And that should keep it pretty well even on both sides. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is that good? Yeah, that'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. So 3 on 3. Perfect. Okay, let's see what we got here. How can we enhance this to make this a little bit different than the other side? I don't want it to be exact. Actually, I need that as a sneaky block. There we go. I need you as my sneaky block. There we go. And just looking on the other side real quick. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go like that. I'm going to drop on down I love a little fun improv build like this, kind of come up with some cool, interesting designs. There we go. And then what I'm going to do here is actually I'm going to cut that out for now, and I'm going to drop this piece along here, and I've got an idea. So I'm going to run this all the way up to here, okay? And now I want to figure out how I can, what if I just did another one like that? Ooh, trying to decide. I think that would be okay. I think that'll be okay. And what we could do instead of add a stair, why don't we jump back up here, remove you, and replace you with your beautiful chisel friend. There we go. We'll do that. That'll be more elegant, if you will, on the top like that. And I think that will actually look a little bit cooler on that. Okay, I think that's good. I'll use that as a temporary block. And then, of course, we can jump on over here and then do the same. A boom and a bam and a dum dum dum. There we go. So something like that I think would look cool. So let's jump into the center once again. So we're in the center. I don't want to add another block. I want this to be pretty well symmetrical. So yeah, I'll back off those blocks. Go like this. Boom and bam. And then we can just cut these out and reapply them to our inventory. I'll get those spare blocks in just 1 minute. And bring these all the way along there. And if I can swap in here, grab myself a little smooth stone. There we go. And then we can start kind of building up the walls a little bit. We'll cut in here. Now the reason we're cutting in here like this is to make room for the tunnel, because these are of course going to be operational. There's actually going to be minecart zipping about and all that good stuff in here. So we'll have to kind of carve out the room so we have enough room to do kind of crystals and all that good stuff. But I think that'll be good. And then let me jump over here. Let me grab out a little bit of gray carpet. So we can either do A, gray carpet on top of those pieces, or we could do B, and we can place those guys on there. We could even do that in smooth stone half slabs. But what do you think? I think the smaller ones, I think this looks better than this. But let me know what you guys think. We could even do, like I said, smooth stone or even quartz. But I'm going to leave it at that for now. And then I want you guys to help me figure out what would look best. And yeah, so I think these are starting to come out. So give me 1 second. Let me kind of spend a couple seconds here and try to enhance it a little bit more. And I'll see you in just 1 minute. All right, and welcome back. So I'm putting the final touches on our powered rail system here so that we can have our minecart zipping about. So let me make our final touch here. Let me get another little redstone torch down there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Put that right there. As you can see, then we got all of our beautiful power running. There we go. Place our last block there. And then we'll place that across there. And let's get ourselves a minecart going. Because this is a pretty long stretch to go around because of the, the distance between right here. I'm going to see if I can get multiple minecarts going. Or we could just do this as kind of, more of a, like, we hit a trip, a trip wire or something here, or an activator rail, or pressure rail, whatever it's called, and then it activates a car going across, maybe. We'll see how it all works out in the end, but we got another setup going in here. I think this is pretty well set up. Looks like we just need to put a final touches here. Oh, actually, we're good there. Let me just put that back there, actually. There we go, before I actually break it. And I think we're good in here. So I just got it pretty well set up. I'm looking good, looking good. Let's put a little light in here just in case. We don't want any building creeper inspectors, do we? No, we don't. So let's just throw a couple of these on the track. There we go. And let's take a look at how that looks. So we might have to put maybe 3 of them on this section, I feel like, because if we're coming by here pretty quick, we might miss them. And then once we come down here, look at this. Head chopper. Woo, I love that. And then we've got all sorts of amazing ideas ready to go for this little room back here. But yeah, there we go. We are looking good. So I'm going to make a couple quick crystals, and I'll be right back. All right, and welcome back. So what we've got here is our crystals. Now, if you remember our super awesome build that we did for the Scarland fishing cabin, we had an underground cave there that had crystals. And what better way to kind of jazz up our cave here is to try to incorporate some of our cool crystal designs again in here. Now, we're only just going to do a couple of these real quick, and these are some really fun ideas you can do to your own build. I think this would look really cool even in like a secret enchanting chamber somewhere. All sorts of cool ideas you could do with your own crystal cave design. Bring that right there. So if you remember that from way back, like a year or so ago, we did this, and I think it came out pretty cool. And I definitely want to try it again here, and I think it'll look amazing. There we go. So these little areas back here, we can easily come and then just spruce these up. Now this cave, as you know, really needs some additional detail. So we really need to come back here and add all the detail into the walls that we've done throughout. So if you're, familiar with the other caves in the other rooms, it has lots of details around the walls and all that stuff. And this area is not currently in that fashion yet, but we soon will. It's just taking an extremely long time to get to this point, but for the most part, I think our crystal is coming together. And then, even at these top sections up here, you can add an extra little bit here and there. See, these will connect to certain areas, so you can kind of cut away like that. And let's take a look at how that looks from a distance. Let's see what we got here. Oh, I'm loving that. There's some areas we can enhance back here and some little details here and there, but our crystals are coming together. And is that Bob the Creeper building inspector on that minecart? Wait till I go get it is. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. That is amazing. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. If you have made it all the way to the end of the video, in the comments go riding creeper minecart, so I know that you made it all the way here. Minecart creeper. I want to see that in the chat. Oh my gosh, that is great. Oh, that's the best thing I've ever seen. But anyway, my friends, let's go down here and do a quick tour of all of our progress, and we're going to fashion up all these walls with our beautiful detail that we have in these areas. As you can see, there's so much more work to do here, but we'll do some of this kind of, detail work on the walls on a live stream. And there we go. We've got our giant pillar leading into our cave. Look at this cave, and as we go up the hill here, we can see that we kind of have this quick little head chopper. We go over here, we recover from that. We pop up here, still fixing this from the creeper explosion. We're gonna have beautiful crystals all over the ceilings. We have our little minecart here where we're gonna have water flowing through here. We have Bob the Creeper building inspector minecart going by, which I absolutely love. And if I can get a name tag on that guy so we have him forever, that'd be amazing. But we have this all set up, and I think it's going to be really beautiful with all sorts of great and additional details down here. And like I said, hashtag Bob in a minecart. Hashtag Bob in a minecart. That would be awesome if you made it to the end and saw that. That would be cool. I want to see that in the chat. Well, anyway, guys, I'll see you on Twitch in a few hours. And until next time, we'll see you later.